welcome back. Time to start our big build. Kraton 8S that I converted to Mojave. Gonna go ahead and put in the 2028 big boy motor along with the Momba Monster X 8S ESC. It is going to be censored and got the big motor mount. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to pad underneath the motor so that when the chassis hits the ground and it flexes, it's not hitting the motor. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully I have the right gearing for this. Probably not, but we'll take a look. If not, I'll have to order some gearing. So the way I designed the motor mount system on this is it slides in on the back, 2 pins up front. That's the way my body comes off. So 2 pins hold the body on. I do have Proline tires on this. These were the X-Max wheels and tires I had that I went ahead and drilled out and put them on my original Kraton 8S. I do have plans for this motor setup, so it's not going to waste. It's going in another build. I believe in recycling my parts. I believe the parts that are in this are good parts. They're just, I think, a little too small for this heavy RC. But that's my opinion. I really hate these straps. I can't get my finger in them all the time. But I'm going to get these batteries taken out of here so that I get a little bit more room to work. I do run adapters on this because I didn't switch these connectors out because I was having a soldering gun issue. But I am no longer having that issue. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have the right gearing for that big shaft. I should have ordered gearing. Now I've already geared up this ESC, or I mean this motor. So taking out the motor should be pretty simple because I've already heated up most of the bolts doing the diff. One thing you got to be careful about on working on Arrmas is all the Loctite they used on this Kraton 8S. It will drive you crazy if you don't know how to heat them up. Now, me, I tried using the soldering gun trick, which has always worked on smaller RCs, but I strongly recommend that you go out and get yourself a little torch and some butane so that you can heat up bolts when working on one of these. I am doing this by hand and not with impacts because I really need to feel these bolts. I don't want to strip or break anything. that will literally make my life really hard at this point. There is a cutout for this one bolt for the motor at the bottom, but it has to be in the right position to get the third bolt out that's on the bottom. So make sure you remember that. Leave yourself plenty of room on your workspace. And show you the size comparison on these motors. I might have to cut this shaft down because it looks like it might be even into the battery tray. I'd probably be okay. But I don't know if I'll be able to use this heat sink and this fan, but if not, we'll have to. I do have the 2028 fan that I modified for a different RC, so I might just steal it out of that, put a smaller fan in that that RC. So by the looks of this motor mount, it looks like I'm going to have to space this up for the transmission. Maybe. There is washers in here. I don't see any bolts, but I do see washers. So, but I wonder if this idler will fit into there. So it does look like we're going to have to take out the transmission. So I will have to do that as well. I've already taken this transmission out once. I still have the single piece drive shaft on the top, which I need to get the upgraded kit from Arrma. Their Extreme Basher kit, I guess, is what people are calling it. I don't know why they'd make an Extreme Basher kit when their motto is don't just bash it, or whatever it is, blast it. That's telling me they want you to send the RC as hard as you can. Don't just bash it, blast it. I don't know, can't blast this one. You blast this one, you'd be blasting a chassis right out of it. Luckily, I'm not that hard of a basher. But I do like speed. So we are going to get some speed out of this thing, along with making this RC bulletproof. These I probably could have used my gun on, but I'm not taking any chances stripping out any bolts on this this RC. I already had one I had to fight with on the diff, so about 4 hours fighting with one bolt that broke on the diff. Not going through that again. So got all the bolts out of that, but there must be two-sided tape on this as well. Wow, that is in there. Make sure there's no other bolts in this thing. Wow. I have been hearing stories on trying to get this out. But let's take a look. I have swapped these ESCs already with the original, or with the 1.5 version, thinking that there was a program change for the steering. Wow. These Extreme RC Precision bits, they truly bite into the hardware. So now that I got this off, I should be able to slide a razor blade or a flat blade through this to get that off. And I am going to be programming this into the DX5C, or the rugged. One's going to go on the rugged, one's going to go on the regular one, to get rid of the factory remote, so I can get more range now that I'm adding more power to this RC. So next we got to pull these pins to get these braces off. Which I've showed this already. Big pin, short pin. This will fold up. That'll fold up with the other one. Extreme RC Precision. Oh, they're not big enough. That's right. I need the Allen key. Too big. I've already heated up these bolts and taken them out. So as you can tell, I'm not struggling with them with all the Loctite on them. They're still tight, but they do snap out. These 3 go into the metal, and the other 2 or 3, I think it's 2 go into the plastic. So there's 5 of these total. And this tool I got out of the RC bag that came with this RC, the owner's manual, because I don't have a bit that big. Now this does have a gasket. Do I need to? I think I need to take the back one off. Because this back one you can get to. And this one we fold up. And then we'll get the drive shafts out. That's it. Make sure no sand gets into it, because this will be open and we'll be cleaning the chassis. Now let's get this motor replaced. Grab some scissors, get my mount opened up. Don't want to lose any of these washers that come in here. I see 3 little washers. Nothing else. So let's see. Hopefully this is the right mount. It's kind of looking different. Kind of looking way different. I don't know, it might be the wrong mount. I think this build's going to end here because I believe this is the wrong mount. I believe this mount is for the 6S Kraton, not the 8S. Which sucks. Yeah, this is definitely a 6S. Bolts do line up with the shaft, so I think this is to put a big block in the limitless or the infraction or the Typhon or something like that, but not the 8S. So I am going to get on the internet and find out, because I think it's just a piece that slides into this to adapt this motor. Because this piece is going to be too small, I believe. But that's a part of learning. Should be this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to heat those up, and this tool's not going in. Yep, too tight. Yep, that's the right one. But they've made it so tight that wow. Yeah, that tip is just a little too big. I've been noticing all their stuff is really tight. Wow. RC Precision, Extreme RC Precision, they've got those tight. Now you really got to heat up these bolts to get them out. That's a lot of Loctite. Look at all that Loctite. The bolts won't even come out of the bracket because there's so much Loctite on them. There's the motor mount, which I believe does not fit on this. Yep. So I'll have to contact somebody and get a mount for that. So that's where this project's going to end. Appreciate you guys watching me tear this thing down so far, but that's going to end our install because I need more parts. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.